Hi there, I'm Chris. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what the right amount of workout is. And this is a challenging one as you're building your program. I know personally when I was building my program, I struggled with this because everything you see online, everybody else's workout program is either so many sets of so many reps pre-programmed, or there's a big desire to push and to do more. And I struggle with this a lot. So let's talk about this. Again, my name's Chris. I've been doing functional fitness and movement pattern based fitness, kettlebells, clubs, mace, for a few years now. I am 56 and I feel great. When I was 50, I was broken down. So the way I always describe it is kettlebell fixed me. Um, Club has made my shoulders strong, and Mace is my fountain of youth. So I love these three pieces of equipment. So let's talk about this. You can see in the background, I'm doing a double club exercise. This is fairly new for me. Um, I did two-handed clubs to start with, and then I did a lot of single arm club. I still do that. I still have single clubs as part of my single arm club as part of my program. And fairly recently, I've started doing double clubs. And I like how they make me feel. And that's how I base most of my program. If it makes me feel good, I do more of it. If it doesn't make me feel good, if it hurts, if it's, odd, uh, uncomfortable, I think about why. Is it something that I'm doing wrong? Is it technique? Is it form? Is it too much weight? Is it doing something that my body is not ready to do yet? And then I can either scale it back. If it's a flexibility issue, can I do a different version? Can I work on my flexibility? Any of that kind of stuff and build up to it? Or is it something that I just don't need to do? It's not the right workout for me. Because again, you get in your 50s, late 40s, things start breaking. Um, you go to bed one night and Father Time comes in and messes with you, and you wake up and you're cricked and dinged, and you play that game. Is it permanent? And you think about how am I going to heal? Do I need to go get this checked out? And that's from doing nothing, let alone if you have a workout that doesn't agree with you. So um, I am big on slowly building progression over time. There's no need to run and do a ton of workout. Half hour, 30, 40, 50-minute workout. There's no reason for that. So let's get back to the original question. How much is too much? There are multiple ways to answer that. And I'm going to start with, what are you training for? If you're training for something specific, if you're trying to run a 10K, you need to put some miles on your feet. You can't do some kettlebell swings, 10 sets of 10 and expect to go run a 40-minute 10K. That's not in the cards, right? You have to train for what you're training for. If you want to run a marathon, if you're trying to do Spartan races, um, whatever it is that you're working out for, if it's something specific, you probably need to train toward that end. Kettlebells, clubs, and mace can be great complementary training. They'll get your body working in harmony, let you use your full body in a synergistic manner. Balance, flexibility, strength, core strength, rotational strength. But ultimately, you got to run if you want to run. Um, if you're doing a ninja warrior track or something like that, there's just there's pull-up strength and hand strength, and some of those obstacles you just can't practice until you go practice them. That being said, if you're not training for anything specific, now you get into a little bit of a gray area. How specific do you need to be? Do you have the equipment to measure, along with the patience and the diligence and the expertise to know what you're doing? Do you really want to measure your VO2 max and then train for 45 days at a certain repetition and see if it helped or not? Maybe you want to train, maybe you want to check out, you take some base, not measurements, but also physical attributes. How much can you lift? How high can you jump? How fast can you run? Some of those kind of things. How flexible are you? And then work out for 45 days and then take those measurements again. If that's important to you, then that's a way to do it. For me personally, none of that matters. The only reason I work out is because I want my body to function properly. And so, um, living with chronic pain for a couple few years and then getting a chance to not have that pain, it, it changes the way you look at life. And it's, I don't ever want that pain again. And the fact that I can avoid it and the fact that I have the opportunity to minimize it, this is what I want to do. So I started off with, I think 6 sets of 6 was my first clean program. And I did it on an EMOM, every minute on the minute. Do 6 reps with my left hand, 6 reps with my right hand, and then put it down. Wait till the top of the next minute and do another set. And I did 6 minutes of that, and it was an awesome exercise. And that was all I needed for the day, 6 minutes. However, 3 or 4 or 5 years later, if you're still doing 6 minutes, you're probably not challenging your body. Unless your goal is pure strength and you're trying to lift, 1 rep max or, 3 rep max or something like that, and you're pushing really hard. But again, in your late 40s, 50s, 60s, I encourage you to not run down that road. The benefits for being super strong are really small, and the ability to hurt yourself or to break down or to tweak something is really big, and nobody wants to be that way. So that's a great place to start. On the flip side, can you extend this forever? If you can do 20 minutes, can you grow into a 25? Can you grow into a 30? Can you grow into a 35? In my opinion, yes, but I'm not sure that that's needed. So for me personally, the sweet spot seems to be around 25 minutes. Most of my programs grow into 24 rounds of some combination of exercises where each combination of exercises takes about a minute. I've built a kettlebell medley program like that. I've built a club program like that. I've built a Mace program like that, where I do multiple types of exercises back to back to back, and it takes about a minute. 24 is kind of a magical number because it's so divisible, right? You can do, if you're doing 8 sets of 3, that's probably, if you can only do 3 at a time, it's probably too hard for you. But you could do 6 sets of 4, you can do 4 sets of 6, you could do 3 sets of 8, 2 sets of 12, and finally 1 set of 24 all the way through. So for me, I kind of settled on that as a magical number. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Could I feel just as good with shorter workouts? Could I do 15-minute workouts and feel just as good as I do today? Maybe. I don't know. I certainly don't need to do 35-minute workouts or 40-minute workouts to feel great because I already feel great. So somewhere in that range is where I want to be. I like to make progression. I like to each day be better than what I was before. Have you ever, I think about the scenario, if there's a 90-year-old guy or, a guy in his 80s and he does 100 push-ups a day, and you first hear that story, you're like, that's amazing. This guy has seen it all. He's that old and he's knocking out 100 push-ups every day. And then you listen to his story and he says, I started doing this when I was 40 years old and I've done it every day since. And it takes a little bit of the shine off it. Why? Your body adapted to that a month or two in, and then you spent the next 45 years doing the same routine. You could have done, why didn't you up the ante? You never made your push-ups harder. You never added planks. You never added weight. You never added elevation. Yeah, burpees, one-handed there's so many things that you could have introduced to push your body a little bit more. And so for me, it's always about finding that line. You'll hear me talk about Goldilocks a lot. You're looking for that perfect workout. It's challenging, but it's doable. It's effective without beating you up. You're getting stronger, but you're not recovering and have muscle soreness the next day that you can't even lift your arms up. So when you're starting out, if you're early in this journey, do the progressions: 6 sets of 6, 7 sets of 6, 8 sets of 6, 9 sets of 6. And then you do sets of 7, do sets of 8. Eventually you get to the point when you're doing sets of 12, sets of 14, whatever it is, and EMOM doesn't work anymore. There's not enough recovery time. So then you have to start figuring out what you want to do. Do I want to add weight? Do I want to just take a 30-second break in between exercises? And there's no right or wrong answer. Whatever you feel like doing is is what works. And I encourage you to journal it, take notes. Um, if you feel good, you do more of it. If it doesn't feel quite as good, or you think that something else could be better, take note of it and tweak it and adjust it. So, what is the right amount of workout? Am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? And the answer is it's really inside of you. If you feel good, you're on the right track. If it hurts, if you're sore, if you're dinged up, you might be doing too much. And if you don't feel it at all, you're probably not doing enough. Okay, I took 10 minutes to give you the most obvious answer in the world, but I hope you found this helpful in some way. If you did, please subscribe, like, um, let me know in the comments if there's something specific you want me to talk about, and I look forward to doing more. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.